Hi, and welcome to How to Improve Science Performance Through Strategic Note-Taking.
This begins our lecture on average speed. As you know, most objects do not maintain constant speed. They speed up and slow down as the forces acting on them change. Think of your trip to school this morning. From the time you got on the bus to the moment you arrived at school, the bus did not travel the same speed the entire time. It makes stops, speeds up, slows down many times. Knowing this, it is much more useful to measure the average speed of an object. Write this down. Average speed is defined as the total distance covered by an object divided by the total time of travel. It is important to recognize the words distance and time in the average speed definition. Remember, distance is the amount of change in position. Take a look at the 2 points on the map shown. Bensalem High School is the initial position, XI, and Snyder Middle School is the final position, XF. The amount of space between these 2 points, XI and XF, is the distance. Examples of units of distance are millimeters, centimeters, meters, kilometers. The second piece to average speed is time. Time is measured with a clock or a stopwatch. You should know time is a period or interval between two related events. Examples of units of time are seconds, minutes, hours, days, and weeks. Now that we know distance and time, we can look at the formula for average speed. Write down this formula. Average speed equals total distance divided by total time. If we know distance and time, we can solve for average speed. We can work out the average speed for a trip that took place in 2 parts, where we are traveling at different speeds for each of the 2 parts. Remember the speed, distance, and time triangle from the previous lessons? You use this to calculate speed, and you can also use this to calculate average speed. Be sure, if you don't remember this, to copy this in your notes. When calculating average speed and using this triangle, you must remember the speed is the average speed for the entire journey. The distance is the total distance for the trip, and the time is always the total time. Let's look at the following example and work through it together to calculate average speed. A bicycle travels 60 kilometers in 2 hours, then 10 kilometers for 1 hour. What is the average speed for the entire trip? To solve for average speed, you need to know the total distance and the total time. The total distance is 60 kilometers plus 10 kilometers, which equals 70 kilometers. Total time is 2 hours plus 1 hour, which equals 3 hours. The average speed is the total distance divided by the total time. So to do this, you must take the 70 kilometers and divide that by the 3 hours, which equals 23.3 kilometers per hour. Now let's review. Average speed is defined as the total distance covered by an object divided by the total time of travel. The symbol for average speed is a lowercase v with a subscript avg to represent average. And the units of average speed are meters per second. Distance is the amount of change of position. Time is a period or interval between two related events. This concludes our lesson on average speed.